Welcome to Soil and Garden. My name is Nicelle and I welcome you to another episode that is full of learning here at Soil and Garden. So for today, I am going to share with you about some care tips for our Syngonium, especially the Syngonium Wendlandii, and here it is. And actually, this is already my second video about these plants. It's some kind of an updated version because my first video was done in my local dialect, and some of our friends are asking me if I can share those tips in English so that they can understand it more easily. So that is why I am doing this updated version. Also, please do not be distracted by some kind of smoke there because we're creating a little fire over there for us to have some smoke because there are some mosquitoes here. It's already about 5:30 in the afternoon. Also, I am a bit of a hurry because I am utilizing the natural light from the sun and it's already getting dark. Anyway, so let's start with the care tips of Syngonium Wendlandii. Okay, so first let's talk about the soil requirements. So Syngonium Wendlandii loves a well-drained and moist soil. So we have to give that kind of potting mix to this plant for this to thrive. And also, for the sunlight requirement, this plant hates too much sunlight. If possible, we will just place it in full shade because this has a very dark shade of green. So which means that this prefers full shade than sunlight. Okay, so about the water requirements, of course, let us keep the soil moist and not so much wet but always moist, because the leaves of this plant are easily burned, and even if it is not exposed to direct sunlight, if the room temperature or if the area or if the location of this plant isn't that humid, it will burn its leaf. Like this one, this was not exposed to direct sunlight, but look at here, we have some yellowing here, yellowing of the tips of the leaves, because this was placed in an area where there is full shade but with dry air circulating around that place. So if possible, we will place this plant in a more humid environment. This loves humidity more than those other Syngoniums. And also, don't wonder if your Syngonium Wendlandii does not grow much faster, because this is really a slow growing plant. And this plant also loves fertilizer, so we can give fertilizer to this plant maybe around once or twice a month. And I am not an expert on the kind of fertilizer, as long as the kind of fertilizer that you will give to this plant is something that enhances the color of its leaves. It's something that makes the leaves greener, healthier, and more and much more bushier. Okay, so for propagation, some bats are already flying around. Anyway, with regards to propagation, what I noticed in this plant is that when you propagate this plant, you have to ensure that you plant as many plantlets in a pot as much as possible, because like any other vining plants, they tend to become leggy if you just plant it only one plantlet or one cutting. So like this one, this is only one cutting. So here, look, this is not bushy, and the vine is very thin. Okay, so what you will do when your plant becomes like this, you have to cut back this. If you want to make your plant bushier, you have to cut back these vines so that your plant will become much bushier. Okay, so we have to cut that. Okay, and then want your plant to become bushy, then we will plant this cutting here on the same pot. Like this one too, the original plant of this one is only this, and I only have this plant. This was the original plant, and it is starting to become bushy because I kept on cutting back the stems and propagating them here. Okay. Let me also show this to you. Look at here. This was my original plant. And this was, if you have watched my video about Syngonium before, then this was one of those plants that I propagated. And also, I am going to put the link of that video below in the description box so that you can check it later. And this became too leggy. That is why I cut back all the stems, and now it's growing some sprouts here. So I think it's now time for me to say goodbye because it's getting darker already. And I hope that you learned something from this episode. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that more gardeners will be able to watch our channel. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And your support is very much appreciated. Thank you so much guys for being with me, and I'll see you soon. Bye!